Hey guys, welcome to another modding video after a long while, and this time it's going to be something very simple that you hopefully can follow along to. So what we'll do is we'll modify an existing item and modify, well, the values. So we are in Unity, we'll simply create a new mod. We call it Food Basin 2.0, let's just call it that. Okay, never mind, 2.0 is not allowed, Food Basin Enhanced. And the idea and what sparked the idea for this video is there was a Discord discussion about a user wanting to create such a mod which buffs the food basin. And here you can see an image of what it does. It essentially reduces the stamina consumption of animals by 50%. And the idea they had is to increase it to 100% so that it no longer requires stamina. Now, first up, what we want to do is, and well, I'll just track this down, is we want to modify an item. So obviously we will need the item Excel. Then the item has a buff which is applied, so we'll obviously want the buff Excel as well. And those are the two ones we will simply start with. So if I right click here, show in Explorer, and then I already have the other one open with all the base Excels, I can copy buff over, and somewhere down here we can copy item over. And now the next step would be figuring out what the item is called in either the Chinese or via the ID. I already know it, so we'll just skip forth a bit, which is ID 13,522. And here you can see some stats for it, the rarity and so on, the price. You even have the item type, which is an equip amulet for pet. Then the main stats it provides. So here this would be life. It provides 80. If you wanted to, you could increase it to 8,000 and suddenly your pet is a lot stronger. And then most importantly, we have the equip buff. So this is the actual main gimmick of the item. And what we'll do is we'll just copy paste this, and then we open the buff Excel, because the buff Excel is where the buff actually resides in. So once it's opened, come on Excel, I trust you. Yes, Excel, please. I have full trust, full belief in your capabilities. Can you please start up an Excel? Freaking hell. So we'll just copy paste this in, and I'll leave this blue in here for certain. And here you can see we already find one buff, and it's exactly one line which contains it. And so we know we're in the right place. And if we just head over a bit, we get to the continuous values. These are the continuous effects, which, as dimension, is what happens continuously. And if you remember the item, it reduces the stamina consumption by 50%. If you think of 50% as a decimal value, it's 0.5. And of course, as it reduces stamina consumption, it's negative. So we get to negative 0.5. And if we simply modify this to -1, we would achieve the minus 100% stamina consumption. And we can save the Excel. Now, one thing is though, and that has annoyed the user who initially came up with this, is the food basin is a late game item. And I would like for the item to be obtainable early game, because what point is there in reducing stamina consumption when the game is already over? So what we can do is we can simply add the item to an existing character. So I may have skipped over it. NPCs, there you go. We can pick out any character we want, we like, and simply give him the item so we can trade it from him. And who's a better option than simply the hunter in the nameless village? So that's what we'll do. So we will go to the character pool, Excel, and also copy that over, and it should be down here. Yep. Now once more I have already figured out what the ID is for my character, and that's the nameless village hunter, and it's 20,001. So if I simply scroll up here, this is the nameless village hunter who actually has an awful string name. But if we simply now head over to the right, and there's a lot of stuff in here, at some point you will reach inventory. Did I skip over trades? No. Font item. There you go. These are the items in his inventory. And what we can simply do is we head over to the item, Excel again. Here you go. Remember this, 13,522. This is the string name of the item. We can copy it. Then go to this one. And then simply do the same pattern as the other items and add it to this character. So what this means is now the nameless village hunter will have this item in his inventory. But obviously when you start up the game, at the current point the food basin would still say that it reduces stamina consumption by 50%. Why? Because we have not updated the localization, and so we will get to that now. Now, as you remember, we modified the buff of the item to change the stamina consumption from 50 to 100%. As such, we also need to update the localization for the buff. So we will simply paste over the localization. Now, when we open it, that's partially the issue with the localization. Some stuff is English, some stuff is Chinese, but it's easier to search with the Chinese. So we will simply grab our item name again in the Chinese, go over to the localization, and then just find the corresponding results. And in this case, there you go, pet fullness consumption reduced by 50%. I personally, if I was searching with the English, would have searched for stamina and minus 50%, whatever. And as you can see, that would not have found a result. And now we can simply go ahead and update the localization. You can also do it for the Chinese, for the other languages most likely as well. Okay, and my thing is not up to date with the other languages, but that's fine enough. And there you go, we've updated the localization. And now if we simply save every Excel we have opened, we can compile the mod and then try it out in game. Okay, here we go. I have just created a new game just to showcase that I did not trade the hunter the item. And well, once it loads, I can first of all give myself the item to showcase it, and then also do the trade with the hunter, and then we'll see. There you go. First up, and that's what we'll do, is we'll simply give ourselves the item. This is how you can do it, by the way. We get the food basin. I could have even given it a new name with, I don't know, enhanced food basin. But look at this, max HP increases by 8,000 and pet fullness consumption reduced by 100%. Now if we invite the hunter to the team, by the way this is another mod, and we decide to trade with him, look at this, he also has the food basin. And can we do 1-for-1 trade? Of course he does not want that. But there you go. I hope you liked this video of how you can easily edit an existing item, and I hope to see more mods around for this game in the near future, especially English mods, to be honest. See you guys next time, have a nice day.